Everyone, we're live. Hi there, I'm Alex, and welcome to Making LinkedIn Work for You. I'm very excited to share with you what we've been learning here at the Happy Farm D. We have been now helping well over 2,500 pharmacists get jobs that they love. And in this, I'll be breaking down our lessons that we're learning to helping pharmacists and others do a really awesome job on LinkedIn, connecting, getting job referrals and offers and interviews. If you are watching live, I'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching from? I can see the comments. I believe we're connected here on LinkedIn and YouTube. So if you could, please let me know where you're calling in from. It looks like there's a little bit of delay on my end. So if I don't get to you, I apologize. Just a delay. That's all. So my goals for today are really quite simple. We are going to help you learn how to grow your network without feeling sleazy. We are going to learn how to increase your connections, and we're going to learn how to make your profile attractive to recruiters and hiring managers. Now, I did get a few questions from people who signed up beforehand. Thank you guys for those. We'll address those today. And feel free to jump in when I'm saying something or when I'm talking about something. I'm going at a really high level here, so I'm not going to jump into too many of the details. And I want to make sure that you get the most out of this. So if you do have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. So I want to give you context because you may not know how long I've been working on these things. You may not know who I am. And I think it's always helpful to jump into that. So, who is the Happy Farm D and why should you even care about who we are and what we've done? Well, we have been working with a lot of different organizations. In fact, our method of offer in 6 months, helping pharmacists get a job offer in 6 months, has been featured on a lot of different pharmacy organizations, from APHA to Your Financial Pharmacist. Next week, if you're going to the Farm at Sea cruise, I will be there. I'm excited to be there with you all, and as well as some of these other organizations as well. And we've helped now over 2,500 pharmacists transition into new and exciting jobs. From that, we've learned a lot about what works in pharmacy and what doesn't work in pharmacy. So much so that 91% of our pharmacist clients get a job offer within 6 months. Meanwhile, what we found is that most people try for a couple of months and then they fall off the bandwagon. But it does result to some, results. Around 10% of people get a job offer. And it wasn't always this way. That's me. I want to say like 10 years ago. I was a burnt out ambulatory care pharmacist. That was my clinic. That's where I worked from. And I did not enjoy what I did. I didn't have any clue about how to network, let alone get an interview or an offer. I just was stuck. And add in some time, and a lot has happened over those years. I've figured out what makes pharmacists tick. I've helped pharmacists figure out what they love to do and what they want to do next, and help them craft that path through the job market jungle into work that they actually enjoy. Because 2015, 2014, I really had a goal, a single-minded goal. And it was to help people, provide for my family, and most importantly and selfishly, have some fun. I'm hoping today that you will have some fun learning about networking and what it is that you want to walk away with from LinkedIn, from what you could be connecting with. Because this is a giant platform with so many opportunities, and yet so few people are actually like tapping into them. It's wild what is happening on LinkedIn. There is so much going on. And because of my work, because of this goal, it's helped me really craft a process. In fact, I wrote a book called Indispensable. We've sold now over 5,500 copies, I think. And most importantly to me, I've made my mama proud. This is a quote that I have from my mom on my website. Alex is a good boy. I'm really happy to make my mom happy. But it all started with developing this process, and I call it the offer in 6. We focused on figuring out, what do pharmacists need to do in order to get a job in less than 6 months? And it's really comprised of like 3 big things. We're going to narrow it down to LinkedIn here in a second, but you need to understand the bigger context here. There's 3 steps. It's first discovering your path. So if you have a really clear picture about what you want to get into next, it makes everything else easy, from crafting your cover letter to networking to understanding the job market to having a really great interview so that you get that job offer. And the next step is getting the interview. Look, if you don't know how to sell yourself or promote yourself, then you're not going to be successful in today's market. There are plenty of applicants. There's not a shortage of pharmacists in today's world. There are, in my opinion, too many of us going after the same jobs, and most of them don't know how to differentiate themselves from everyone else. And then finally, it's getting the offer. It's doing a wonderful job in the interview process, presenting yourself in a very compelling way so that you are presenting your best self to them and basically providing them with the information that they need in order to understand what it is that you bring to the table and whether or not to give you that job offer. Today, what we're going to be focusing on is this sector here. So getting the interview. There's 2 pieces of what we're going to be talking about today. It's enhancing your brand and creating job referral connections. This is critical because if we're not focusing in on this part, well, what are we here for? And so with that, hopefully you understand that, like, the big picture here, right? First focusing on the path, then getting the interview, and then the offer. So zooming in to stage 2 here, getting the interview is what is today is all about, and focusing on really 2 specific things. First is your brand. This is your LinkedIn page. This is what recruiters and hiring managers are going to be looking at if they're going to consider reaching out to you or talking to you or wanting to give you a job offer. They're going to want to see, what are you posting? What are you saying? What have you accomplished? What have you done? And then the other part of this that's insanely valuable is your network. This is the number of connections. You can see this on your profile. You can see the number of people that you're connected with. And it is holding opportunities in there that you're probably not even accessing. When we work with clients, I'm always amazed at how little people reach out to the people in their network. And that's what I want to get into first. By the way, hey, Teresa from Austin. Good to have you here. Glad to have you here. Have you ever heard this phrase before about pharmacy? Pharmacy is a small world. Have you heard that? I remember being taught that back in pharmacy school. And I got to admit, in pharmacy school, I was an idiot. I did not network. I did not reach out to people. I didn't really value pharmacists who were practicing. Like, I didn't think that those opportunities were really worth my time. I didn't think about getting curious with them or learning about what they did or figuring out more about their organization or if I could have a job offer or a job opportunity. And I really didn't heed this advice back then. And I find that most people use this as like a backup statement for their job search. Pharmacy is a small world. Everyone knows each other. But I realized something really powerful. I discovered that there was an ellipses after this phrase. There was hidden context that no one was saying or talking about. Pharmacy is a small world, ... What was the context for it? It was really simple. Don't make a mistake. Don't do something stupid. Don't say something dumb in class or in the pharmacy. Don't stand up for yourself. Pharmacy is a small world, so don't make a mistake, because if you do, then everyone is going to find out. Your neighbor's going to find out. The employers that you're interested in getting a job at are going to find out, and you're going to feel stupid. You're going to feel like a weirdo. You'll be branded as a heretic, and they'll never invite you to an interview. Pharmacy is a small world is a phrase that everyone says, and few people really understand what it's doing. It is demotivating so many pharmacists to even asking or reaching out for help. I don't know about you, but in pharmacy school in particular, what was really common for me was I didn't ask for help or raise my hand to like answer a question. Main reason being is because I didn't want to be wrong, and I didn't want to be wrong in front of a group of 100 people. And I think everyone still feels that same way. No one wants to be wrong in pharmacy. No one wants to be the person that says, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I need help. I think I do, but I'm afraid to ask. One pharmacist said it so well on LinkedIn years ago. She said that pharmacists love helping everyone else and themselves last. And this is what's happening on pharmacy in LinkedIn. Is very few people are willing to raise their hand on LinkedIn and say, I need help. Because you don't want to come across as a weirdo or being wrong or being perceived as weird. When I talk to pharmacists before they join our coach program, it's very often like, I haven't told anyone that I'm looking for a job. But the truth of the matter is that 3 to 9% of pharmacy job board candidates are hired. 3 to 9% of their candidates are from job boards. Meanwhile, 39 to 45% of referred candidates are hired. So if you're a job referral, which means someone from the company referred you to a job, someone that the company already knows, likes, and trusts, is the person who refers someone that is more likely to get a job. To put it into a different context, you're 4 to 10 times more likely to get a job offer and interview if you're referred for a job. Wow. Okay. So just to put it really plainly, pharmacists are mainly searching for jobs through job boards. Very rarely do they seek out a job referral. And yet you're 4 to 10 times more likely to get an interview and offer if you go the referral route. This is why LinkedIn is so powerful. Okay, but what do we do? How do we go about this? There's two approaches. One is an outbound strategy and one is inbound. And the first part is inbound, in my opinion, and that's why we need to look at your profile. If anyone here is brave enough and you want to put your link in the chat, I would be more than happy to look at your profile as an example and give you some critiques as to what you could be doing differently to attract more opportunities. If you feel overwhelmed by your LinkedIn and you're like, I don't even know what to do, I want to give you just 4 simple things that you can walk away with today and focus on, and it will improve your results. It will improve the amount of views that you're getting on your profile, which in turn may increase the amount of people reaching out to you. Those 4 things are a great headshot, a specific headline, a compelling and unique about me section, and then updated experience. Great headshots, headline, about me, updated experience. Let's break this down one by one. A headshot is simply just a picture of your face. It's not you at a wedding or graduation or at a party or a cropped photo of you that clearly looks like someone else was in the photo. It's not your Facebook profile picture. It's a headshot. You don't need to go to a like professional photographer for anything like that. You just need to simply ask a friend to take a photo of you. And if you or a friend has the latest, I mean, iPhone, even an iPhone 10 would have enough resolution for a decent photo. You don't need to put on a suit and tie. You don't need to wear your Sunday best. You can simply put on a nice shirt and maybe a suit coat if you have one, and get a solid fill background behind you and take a photo. Get decent lighting. Try to make sure your face isn't too shadowed or too bright. You could wait until it's what's called the golden hour, which is when the sun is setting. Photographers have called it the golden hour because it's like the perfect lighting when outside. So wait till maybe about an hour before sun goes down. Get a brick background or a solid color background behind you and just snap a photo. Just snap a photo. It can even be just like my video here, where I've got like, you know, up to my chest and up to my head and a little bit of space above. That's all you need. That's all you need. And then you need a specific headline. And your headline should not be your current job title. And I know it's going to be controversial, but it should not be your job title. It should be a keyword about the job that you're going after or that you're wanting to get into next. Let me repeat that. The headline is it's the phrase right below your name. It needs to be what you're going after, not what you already are. Here's why. If, let's say, for example, you are wanting to apply to a medical affairs job, a recruiter or a hiring manager is not going to type in retail pharmacist, hospital pharmacist, or clinical pharmacist to look for candidates on LinkedIn. They may, but they're probably going to type in medical affairs into LinkedIn. And what does that bring up? It will bring up profiles that use the words medical affairs in their headline, in their about section, and their experience. And so don't shoot your chances at being ignored in the job market by not or skipping this. You have to put what you're wanting to go after into the job title. And I'm sorry, into the headline. So whatever you're going after, put it in your headline. You need a compelling about me section. Imagine you're writing out the answer to the interview question. Tell me about yourself. That's what belongs here. It should be unique, compelling, interesting, talking about the proudest moments of your work, the things that you've accomplished. It should be a little bit personal, where it talks a little bit about you as a person, that you're not just a weird random robot that a company will hire. Talk about your hobbies, talk about a passion or two, talk about the patients' lives that you've saved or that you've influenced. Make it about you. Like, what makes you you? Are you funny, quirky, interesting, loyal, compassionate? And then the most boring part about all of this is just updated experience. And the more fleshed out your experience, the better. You know, if you're just putting down, you know, on there that like, hey, I verified prescriptions, well, it's not enough. It's not enough. You need to be descriptive. You need to tell them about what you've accomplished, what you've done for the company, not just the details of the job. Because technically, any pharmacist can verify a prescription. Any of us can. If you're licensed, you can do that. Hiring managers aren't looking for someone to just verify a script. They're looking for something else. So you need to tell them that information and relate it to whatever that job is that you're going after. And so now what I want to do is, hey, I've got Teresa here. Thank you for being so bold. I'll take a look at your profile here. Let me bring up LinkedIn. So just to put this in perspective, Teresa, we'll take those 3 things and we'll take a look at your profile here. Thank you for volunteering, by the way. Very brave of you. So, Teresa, I'm not sure exactly what you're going after, but let's break this down one by one. If you want to give me some more details in the comments, feel free to. So this is a great profile picture. I wouldn't change a thing. You look very nice, very professional. The only thing maybe is zoom in on the face a little bit more, but I think it's totally fine. I don't know if I would put RPH after your name. I think it's okay because it's already down here. Very rarely will someone put on LinkedIn RPH. Okay. So I don't know how positive that is. Bilingual pharmacist, certified health coach. So that I don't love it. Bilingual, I think, is interesting. It's not exactly a compelling thing meant for a headline, in my opinion, unless you are specifically looking for something bilingual. I don't know if I would keep it. I don't know. Maybe it would be beneficial from like a keyword perspective. I would try to be more specific. Again, whatever job that you're looking for, Teresa, I would encourage you to like focus in on that job title. Because if you're just saying pharmacist, it's very general. This, however, actually, let me zoom in here. There we go. Sorry about that. The certified health coach. I'm not concerned about that, but I am concerned about like, okay, what are you trying to attract, Teresa? Very rarely will a client focus in on finding a health coach through LinkedIn, right? If you're looking for a social media platform from that, you probably want to go to Instagram or TikTok, even Facebook. I'm not saying that this is wrong. I'm saying if LinkedIn is where you want to find your clientele, then it needs to be way more specific. So you need to say something like, I'm a certified health coach that works with founders of small companies. I'm a certified health coach for pregnant mothers. It needs to be much more specific to who you're trying to target. I see that you got premium here. That's cool. Doesn't really matter though, in my opinion. I have it as well. It's not that big of a deal. You may want to update your banner here, especially if you're going into business for yourself for like this health coach thing. I would encourage people to like do something. So it could be something as simple as like, DM me a question about losing 20 pounds in 20 days. Something like that. So definitely I would highly encourage you. Ideally like to find a remote job. Okay. What kind of remote job, Teresa? Let me know. Because if you're looking for a health coach job, they're typically not looking for pharmacists. Doesn't mean it's wrong, just means I would probably be a little bit more specific about the job title, job type. Then it's about section bilingual pharmacist, 15 experience providing excellent pharmacy services in high volume settings, highly goal oriented. Okay. So my critique of this would be if you are highly goal oriented, which I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, is give me some examples of goals that you've achieved. Tell me about some really awesome things that you've done as a pharmacist so that you can put them here. Awards, metrics met, something amazing. For your experience, it looks like it's fairly well updated. I would probably organize this a little bit better, and I would put in more accomplishments versus just tasks. And if you are going the coach route, I definitely would increase the amount of recommendations as well. If you're going to business for yourself and being a coach, you definitely want more people to talk about your value, what you help them with. And it looks like you haven't had anything since 2013. So I would either, I don't know, get rid of them or increase the amount of them, if that makes sense, Teresa. Let me know what other questions you have, Teresa. Oh, I see here PBMs, prior auth along those lines. Yeah, if that's true, and I would probably pause this aspect. Add this in after you get a job that allows you to build the dream. So I would say something like, experienced pharmacist, experience prior auth PBM pharmacist. That's what I would go after. Probably include the bilingual approach, but I would probably nix this until you're ready to give this your everything. I'd imagine that's the approach you're wanting to take if you're wanting to search for a job while building a business. I'm assuming a lot here, though, Teresa. So let me know if I'm overstepping my bounds. But thank you again for volunteering. I appreciate it. What if you don't have experience? This is the most common question I get from people. What if I don't have experience in the thing that I want to get into? So I would pose the question back to you. Have you ever worked with prior authorizations or PBMs before? I'm going to answer for you. You probably have. You probably have had to do something with prior auth or PBMs. So, since that's the case, you do have experience. If you're a new grad and you're watching this and you're like, I've never done anything before, that's fine. Don't put a word experience. Again, just put your goal. What are you wanting to get into? The only way people are going to find you is if you tell them what you're interested in. And LinkedIn is your brand. It's the place to put it. So now the other aspect that I want to show you is really quick and simple. It's how to connect with others. So in Teresa's example, let's say that she wants to get into the world of prior authorization. What we'll do is we'll type in that word here on LinkedIn. And then what I'd like to do is you could look at jobs here, right? Which is definitely where I would probably start. But you can also look at companies. Now, this is not going to be all that great because these companies are on this list because the word is in the title of the business name or whatever they've called themselves. So we've got an organization right here, prior authorization, something, something. The beauty of LinkedIn is that companies are on there. And then when someone creates their profile, they link their experience to the company's page so that their name comes up. Oh, this is just a certification. So let's not do that. Let's pick this company. It's a Canadian company, but it serves our purposes. When you find companies you want to work at, what I encourage everyone to do is go to the People tab and start connecting. Now, we only have one person here, which isn't great, but in many other cases for larger companies, they're going to have a list of others. Let's actually see here. Okay, so this was probably not the best word to use. Let's type in something easier like pharmacy benefit management. And then we'll go to companies. Now we've got a bunch of companies. This is much better. You go to the People tab, and what you need to do is really simple. You look to see who's there. If they're a second degree connection and you don't have LinkedIn Premium, you send a connection request. I do not recommend sending a message. That used to be the common advice years ago. Doesn't really make a difference at all in today. Right now, there's over 1 billion users on LinkedIn, and most people now understand that this is just how you connect with others that you've never met before. You send a connection request. And using this, you should expect somewhere between a 35 on the low end to up to 50% to accept your connection request within a week. I know this because I've done tests with dummy profiles in the past, and it's been fairly consistently getting me 40 to 50% conversion rate of acceptance from people that I've never met before. 1 second, taking a drink. This is the easiest way to grow your network. It is the best way to grow your network. You can then talk with these people, get conversations going, find out where the opportunities are, what trends are happening, what people are saying within the industry, learn more, and ultimately get a job referral to a company to then get an interview and, of course, a job offer. This is our process, and this is what we've been doing really since 2018. Well, we started in 2017, but 2018, we've been following this process and have gotten people a lot of success. Now, I don't know where you're at in the job search process. I'm not sure what you're going through or what you're dealing with, but I would love for you to be a part of our community. We accept 10 people a week into our community, and it's completely free to join. We do weekly workshops, a lot like this, and we help you step by step getting into the job market, understanding what's out there, and how to start deciding what career path there is for you, how to get job referrals so that you can get interviews and ultimately a job offer. If you're interested in joining, send me a simple direct message. I'm going to say DM, but not everyone knows that. Send me a message on LinkedIn. You feel free to connect with me. You can find me, Alex Barker, and I'd be happy to start a conversation with you and ultimately start getting you progress towards a career and a job that you would love. Again, the community is completely free to join. We don't charge anything for it right now. And we only invite 10 people per week just so that my team can handle the process, because before we turned it on and too many people joined, and yeah, this is a lot better. And so with that, I want to thank you all for your time today. My hope is that you make a little bit of progress, even if it's just a little bit today, to making LinkedIn actually worth it. We've been at it for a while. We understand how people make and grow job opportunities. And so we're excited to see you into something that you actually would enjoy in pharmacy. Thanks again, and I hope you have a great day.